How much can Manchester United spend this summer? What exactly are the PSR limits, and have they been reported wrong this whole time? Let me run through and explain both how and why United can actually spend big this summer, but why there is one huge sticking point that remains, even if PSR isn't actually the problem we thought it was. So as Manchester United fans over the last couple of years, we've all had to sort of become semi-accountants to try and understand what our club can do, what our club can't do. PSR, FFP, NGR, I'm just making words up now, making letters up anyway. And it's been difficult. But there's an article that was released by the excellent Mark Critchley from The Athletic this morning. And I want to run through it because it actually explains why PSR isn't the issue we thought it was. And I'll explain why, because this has helped me understand. And I'm a bit confused as to why this information is only coming out now. I'll be totally honest. A quick run through and a reminder, right? Man United have posted losses in 5 consecutive years. PSR has been constantly used, and not as a threat, but United have got to be aware of PSR. We're close to breaching it. We're close to breaching it. We might breach it. Cuts have been happening, redundancies. And I actually don't even know now. I need to look into this. Are the staff on the accounts of Manchester United PLC, or are they on the accounts of Red Football Limited? And that's the question that I want to speak about now. Because you'll be like, mate, what is Red Football Limited? Well, I'll tell you what it is. Well, Mark Critchley will. Red Football Limited is a subsidiary of Manchester United PLC, right? Now, if I just show you this chart here, because this will help you understand it. This is like the corporate structure of Manchester United and how the accounts are run. I was under the illusion that Manchester United's accounts that are being used for PSR are these ones, Manchester United PLC. That's where United have made losses for the last 5 consecutive years. But it turns out that it's actually Red Football Limited. These are the accounts that are used to calculate Manchester United's PSR, what you can and what you can't spend. And more information on that is here, right? Red Football Limited's accounts are those submitted to the Premier League for UEFA testing against spending regulations. And the thing that I'm confused about is this bit down here. Crucially, according to the Premier League rules, clubs can only submit the accounts of a UK-registered company for testing against PSR. And it doesn't take long to realise, and look, the Manchester United PLC is registered in the Cayman Islands. So what? They could never have used those accounts? Why is this only coming to light now? Maybe it's just that Mark Critchley has done the research, so fair play to him. But I think currently, up to this point, reporting has been incorrect. And that's what we're finding out. A little bit more information here. Look, United's pre-tax loss for 1 year in the 2023-24 season was 130 million. But look at Red Football Limited's 36 million, 94.5 million less. And look at that. Whereas the PLC's, Manchester United PLC, as I said, these accounts here, registered in the Cayman Islands, the loss of that over the 3-year period was 311 million. Red Footballs were 200 million, 111 million less. And there's even more information that goes down here. But effectively what we're finding out is that everything that's been reported so far about accounts has been using the wrong accounts at Manchester United, which seems like a massive oversight. And here's a bit more information as to how and why that's different. All right. Exceptional items on United's main accounts stood at 47.8 million. And a big part of that was this. Remember this? When the Rain Group when Rain Group facilitated the part takeover of United by Ineos, what was it called? Red Trawlers Limited, something like that. $31.5 million. And we all thought that was going against Manchester United. But it turns out that that's actually never been used as far as PSR calculations go. I know this might be a bit like accounting and corporate and boring, and I'm sorry about that, but I'm doing this video to try and help you understand about United's spending this summer. And that's where this part of the video is interesting. And here, right? What is the PSR headroom? How much can United spend? Are we really close to actually breaching PSR? Turns out absolutely bloody not. After 2 lots of full-year accounts up until June 2024, Red Football Limited's combined pre-tax losses were actually 55 million, which is well below the 105 million limit, even before applying deductions. And deductions can be like investing in like the academy. I think if you invest in Carrington, I think that can come off against it as well. There's certain things that you can do and spend on that will come off your PSR. But look at this down there. An estimate by The Athletic based on the assumptions relating to deductions, United could lose around 141 million in the 3rd year accounts, which is coming in June 2025, and still remain PSR compliant. And that's what this chart here shows. And this is the thing that's making me go, man, that is so far removed from where I thought United were. Chelsea being at the top there, presumably because they sold a hotel to themselves. They sold their women's team to another subsidiary company they owned. They were playing the game. United are there. We can lose 141 million and we still should be fine. We're actually the 5th safest club from PSR. And you go down here, and I tell you what, we should be going after Villa, man. Go after Villa, whether it's Onana. I don't know about Emi Martinez. I think that would be to split the fact. It's probably Onana. I'd love to get Morgan Rogers, but that's being a bit greedy considering we're going to get Cunha and Mbeumo. So we probably couldn't fit them all in. But Onana, well, anyway, they are right on the edge. And this is like, all in all, that's very exciting. It means that United can actually spend more this summer than we thought we could. PSR isn't going to be the issue, but something else is. And that's this. Cold, hard cash in the bank, right? According to United's second quarter results, the club had 95.5 million in cash and cash equivalents in the bank, and that's despite Ratcliffe himself putting in 238 million. So the cash is getting absorbed back into the club to pay for the atrocities that have been our accounts for so long. Money's getting pulled and pushed elsewhere. But fundamentally, United are totally fine when it comes to PSR. We're not going to breach it. Because it turns out that the accounts of Rev Football Limited are being used, not the accounts of Manchester United PLC. It's a corporate accounting structure. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. And it goes to show, again, how important this summer is when it comes to sales. That's where your cash is going to come from. So it's not just about finding clubs that Garnacho can join, and Rashford and Sancho and Malacia and Anthony and Shaw. It's about getting cash of those deals. It's not about agreeing a deal and spreading those payments over 5 years. It's about getting as much upfront as we possibly can to improve the cash position of the club that would allow United to sign and spend more money. Cunha and Mbeumo, as far as all reports suggest, were kind of written into being part of the budget. That's what United knew they could spend. And when you think about that, saying United's budget was 100, let's say United's budget was indeed correct, and it was 125 million. Well, you've now realised that United can actually lose 140 million, and we won't breach PSR. So maybe that wasn't too far removed. You could spend that amount of money and realistically not actually sell anybody, and we actually won't breach PSR. But I think the majority of the spending that comes next will depend on sales. But I just thought it was a fascinating article. I'm going to leave the link in the description because, as I said, I'm confused as to why this is only coming out now. Surely if United's PLC was always registered in the Cayman Islands, you could never have used those accounts. Maybe someone just didn't look into it enough. I don't quite know. But United are not going to breach PSR. But United need more cash. And on Friday, we actually find out what the latest position is because I think the next quarterly results come. But I hope this video helped you understand it a bit more. I've tried to explain it in as simply as I can, but that article has so much more information that I haven't put into this video. So I think we're kind of doing the article a little bit of a disservice. So I'll leave the link. Give it a read. And big up to The Athletic for reporting on that because it's genuinely, I think it's good news for United as far as the financial position goes.